You know, the most common mistakes is people starting a studio for the wrong reasons. You have to know why you're starting a studio and what goes with it, and just learning from my own experience. When you start a studio, and I'll use stop motion because that's what I'm familiar with, you you open yourself up to other people's suggestions and projects, and you also open yourself up to overhead, expenses that you weren't expecting to pay, like rent, insurance, supplies, you know, utility bills, stuff like that. And so what I see that people do is they start a studio and they don't understand why they're doing it, because there's here in LA, there's like 6 stop motion studios. And I feel like there's 6 too many here in LA because stop motion is this weird form of filmmaking that you can't expect to make much of a living off of it. Like, there are some people out there that do it, but if you want to start a studio, then you have to want to do it to be able to not only make your own projects, but make projects for other people and open yourself up to be a freelance studio where people can bring in their projects. And what that also means is that you may have to take on projects that you don't want to do, but you have to pay for the bills. Or a director will come in and direct your crew and you to do their project, and you do it to the best of your ability and it looks really good, and they take all the credit for your hard work, saying that they came up with the whole thing and stuff. And so you have to understand, like, going into making a studio, you have to be cool with doing all that and accepting all that stuff. And I tell these kids, these students that come up to me and they say, I want to start my own stop motion studio, I usually ask them, like, okay, that's cool. Do you want to make your own films, or do you want to make other people's films for them? And they usually say, I want to make my own films. And I usually say, then don't start a stop motion studio. Be an independent artist, filmmaker, and when you need a bigger crew, find another studio that will hire it for you, so you don't have to worry about all the headaches that come with a studio. So that's usually a huge mistake with everybody, is like they have these delusions of grandeur that they're like, oh, I'm going to make a stop motion studio, but then they don't realize that it doesn't mean that they're going to make their films. It just means that they're opening up a facility for people to flock in and want to do their own projects, and for us, we get to work on our own original project once every 4 or 5 years, and we try to squeeze in a little project here and there, of not too long, like 30 seconds or something like that, so we can get our creative rocks off, So, and most of the time it's just, it's doing jobs for everybody else that you don't really want to do, but you got to do it anyway, and so I'm telling all the students out there, like, understand that